in, and I'm not back.
Just get promoted.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. That won't happen again, I promise.
We're ready when you
Hi, my name's Maddie.
And my name is Amelia, and we are here with Cotter Teen Press, and we are here with...
Hi, I'm Doug Westerman. I'm the general manager at KQAL at Winona State University.
All right, so we got kind of your role. Tell us about your history with KQAL.
I have been with the radio station about 14 years. Prior to that, I was up in the Twin Cities in commercial radio for a number of years. And at KQAL, we focus on local music. We focus on Winona State sports. We focus on getting students trained if they want to get into the radio business and things like that from a journalism standpoint, from a sports broadcasting standpoint, or, like I have a student who's out in the field right now who's doing afternoon drive in San Jose at a country station in the Bay Area. So, I mean, it's a very broad scope that the radio station carries, and then if you were to be at the radio station, then you would kind of pick an area to be in if that's what you want to try to excel in.
Right. So you mentioned just kind of a way of students being able to get a jump off if they're looking forward or looking into being a radio host.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say this has changed at all over time, just especially with new things today? I mean,
Technology.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the technology is obvious. We all have, smart speakers are basically radios nowadays. But I think I believe that what a lot of, and I don't want to sound like I'm preaching here, but like a lot of young people, they hear podcasts, okay? That term has been around since about 2000 or so, early 2000s. The root of the podcast and the root of anything like that is in radio, okay? So whatever you listen to today, podcast-wise, you can go back to the older times in life and it was like Gunsmoke or As the World Turns or something like that. So technology is there, but the content that you need to put on a podcast, on a radio program, or whatever the case may be, is still the same, and how you produce it and things like that.
So what are some of the best parts of working at KQAL, and also what are some of the challenges?
The best part is working with students. This is kind of like a circle of life thing for me because I started a campus radio station at Bemidji State back in 1984. So when I came to Winona State, it's kind of a repeat of that where I'm training students to be on the radio and things like that. So one of the best things is working with the students. One of the most challenging things is then probably working with the students. Whose turn?
Do you have any advice for young musicians or advice for students heading to college?
I think for young musicians or young artists in general is, you have to practice your craft and you have to take constructive criticism as it is, because when you turn on the mic for the first time, you're not going to be the best in the world. When you play your first chord or your first note in a song, you're not going to be the best in the world. And I think there's a certain, because of media and things like that, there's a certain instant gratification that's expected that's just not true. The Voice and American Idol, though they're great television shows, they're great reality television shows and things like that, so many musicians and so many artists grind at auditions and at trying to get on the school musical, even something like that, and then to try and make that progress to Broadway. I mean, it doesn't happen because you're automatically good. It happens because you worked at it. Does that make sense?
Okay, so going off script here, but do people recognize you in public? I mean, you're a voice over the radio. Do you ever get recognized?
Time and time again, not too often.
Yeah.
I was probably recognized more from when I was up in the Twin Cities and things like that, where I'd call myself a B or C list celebrity. I think down here in Winona, I'm probably like a D. Oh, I wasn't sure.
So I think that's all the questions we have for you today. Oh, did you want to say something else?
I do not have
You don't have any more? Oh, wow, this is short.
Yeah, so that's all the questions we have today, but thank you so much for your time and letting us know more about you. I think it's really interesting to hear, especially because you're in town here. So yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Great.